Good morning. Over the last month, two of my older sons have had children. Now, my older sons are intelligent men, and I have been struck by how stuff that I consider kind of basic when it comes to a newborn, they don't seem to be aware of some basic stuff. So, at risk of sounding patronising, I'm going to just talk about some basic stuff that as I talk about it will be obvious to you. Now, mammals, the human being as a species of mammal has the longest maturation phase outside the uterus. So the maturation, the development of the human baby goes on a lot longer outside the uterus than any other mammal. And there are some things that I think it's good to know when you are handling a newborn baby. First thing, a newborn baby will not, cannot, is not ever being manipulative. A human baby is not ever, cannot be naughty, cannot act up, cannot be being difficult, cannot be making your life difficult, manipulating, cannot be being demanding. All of those things are invented by the parents who are looking after the child. The child doesn't even know it's a person. The baby is just responding to the environment it's in instinctively. And if she is breastfeeding, that is so much the case. The baby is just doing what it needs to do in its environment in order to survive. And in the context of breastfeeding, breastfeeding is a supply and demand mechanism. The baby goes to the breast, which stimulates the pituitary gland, which causes milk to be provided. And the baby is stimulating the breast in line with its needs, the need to survive. I can't say this enough because we hear this language a lot around babies. Oh, baby was naughty today, or the baby's demanding, or you might have in-laws say to you, well, if you don't put that baby down and let it cry, you're making a rod for your own back. Look, these babies are not manipulating you. They are just a human baby animal responding instinctively to its environment. So that's one of the things I wanted to say. The other thing that I think is worth bearing in mind is that you will begin to see and notice your baby when your baby is well, your baby's muscle tone, your baby's temperature, the way your baby is responding, and having a reference experience for when your baby is physically well is really good because it gives you an opportunity to notice the differences when your baby isn't well. So yesterday I was at my son's house and he was looking after his newborn, and he was concerned. He said, how do I know that the baby is warm enough? And I said, well, look, feel his hands and feel his feet. And he said, God, they're cold. And I said, well, yeah, they are cool, aren't they? And that's because the baby's circulatory system isn't working as well as it will work later. So the peripheries of the baby, hands and feet, will appear cooler than the baby's trunk, than the baby's core. So I got my son to feel down the baby's baby grow, and he said, oh God, the core is really warm. I said, yes, the core is your guide to your baby's temperature. These things seem obvious to those of us that have been working in the birth world for a long time, but are not always obvious to new fathers. And certainly my adult sons, intelligent men, this was new information for them. Anyway.